Well, what's going on, Cardinal Nation? Well, a great win here tonight. A 3-2 win against the Boston Red Sox in the first of three. And a very solid pitching performance as Dustin May got his first win as a Cardinal. And boy, it was a very solid outing. Much, much better than his first two outings, in which he gave up 7 runs in his first start, and then I believe 6 in his next start, and now in this one, just 2, and actually only one of them was earned, so he was great. Through 6 innings, struck out 4 on 75 pitches, so, was really hoping we could get a strong outing from him, and that's exactly what happened. So it was a nail-biting win and another come-from-behind win. This is already our 6th come-from-behind win of the season. That is the most in baseball. So, that is pretty amazing to see. And, yeah, this team just never seems to be out of it. Obviously we had that amazing comeback on opening day. And, we've had numerous come-from-behind wins. I mean, we had one on the previous road trip, actually more than one. And, yeah, it's just great to see. So, we would see the return of former Cardinal catcher, now first baseman, Wilson Contreras in his first at-bat in the first inning, batting fourth. He got a pretty big ovation. I honestly didn't know what kind of ovation he would get, but it was a pretty solid ovation. And he would be called out on strikes in his first at-bat back at Busch Stadium. And May would have a scoreless second, and then in the bottom of the second, a double by Ramon Urias, a walk by Mason Wynn, then Fermin with a single would load the bases for Pedro Pages with no one out, but he would strike out. Then Victor Scott with a sac fly to put us up 1-0, and J.J. Weatherholt would take a walk to extend his on-base streak, extending his on-base streak to start his career. But unfortunately, Ivan Herrera would strike out with the bases loaded. And then the top of the fourth, Trevor Story with a ground out, a run would score on an error by Weatherholt. And then youngster Marcelo Meyer with an infield hit to put runners on first and third. Then Trevor Story would steal home, a rare occurrence of runner stealing home plate. Trevor Story, who is a pretty fast runner, would steal home. That would give the Red Sox a 2-1 lead. And May with a 1-2-3 fifth inning. Also, Mason Wynn would lead the game after being hit by a pitch. He would be replaced by Thomas Sajaci. And in the bottom of the fifth, Sajaci would drive in Jordan Walker to tie it up 2-2. He would then advance to second on a wild pitch. And then Urias would score on a sacrifice fly hit by Jose Fermin to put us up 3-2. And Dustin May will get through the 6th inning, so he would retire the final 7 batters. So a very solid outing. And yeah, if he had another rough outing like he had the first 2 starts, he may have been in trouble of potentially being sent to the minors. And Ryan Stanek would have a 1-2-3 7th inning. Jojo Romero, despite giving up a double and a hit batter, would still get out of a first and third jam, so great job by him in the 8th. And then Riley O'Brien trying to close it out in the 9th. He would do just that, a 1-2-3 9th inning for his 4th save. And his ERA is still at 0, so we would leave 12 runners on base, go 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position, but it's still a win is a win. Only had 2 extra base hits in this one. But still a great performance by our pitchers, allowing just 5 hits total. So no walks. So they were great. So, and this very solid Red Sox team even though they're off to a surprisingly slow start, and Contreras' first game back at Busch Stadium since being traded, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. So in the second game of the series tomorrow night, it'll be Kyle Leahy getting the start against Ranger Suarez for the Red Sox, longtime Philly. And yes, hopefully Mason Wynn is okay and can be back tomorrow. Leahy's been very solid. His first 2 starts, got the win last time out against the Tigers. So till then, I'm just saying go Cards.